Dreams don't die. Rajesh was born and raised in the southern part of India. Unfortunately, he was diagnosed with leukemia from a very tender age. He spent most of his life in hospitals until he was 14 years old. Rajesh's father was a struggling web designer and his mother was a housewife. His mother spent most of her time taking Rajesh to hospitals as the father struggled to make ends meet. It was difficult for Rajesh and his family, but they managed to survive. His father worked very hard to provide for the family and take care of regular hospital bills. Rajesh was in and out of school, but he promised himself to win against all odds at one point in his life. Every time he was taken back to the hospital, he would request to be given the bed next to the window. While going through the treatment, he would still find some time to read books on IT, technology, and software engineering. Even with excruciating pain, Rajesh managed to encourage himself that better days would come. He was very diligent in learning, and even after going back to school, he still managed to rank among the best students. His parents were his greatest inspiration, and he had seen how they had sacrificed their time, energy, resources, and careers to focus on him and his health. He had vowed never to let them down, and it built a culture of resilience and dedication. Unlike other children in the neighborhood, Rajesh spent his free time browsing, looking for solutions and alternatives in software engineering. He even managed to learn ahead of time because he was on a mission. Although he would occasionally pause and get back to the hospital, he still had a dream to lift his parents from the shackles of poverty. One day after being discharged from the hospital, little Rajesh told his parents that he wants to talk to them. He wanted to tell them his vision. For a long time, he had kept it to himself, and now it is the time to share. After they sat on the dining table, he recalled how all his life had been characterized by terminal ailments. He recalled how the parents had neither despised nor forsaken him. They had gone into massive debt to maintain him in school and hospital at the same time. They had become the mockery of town for having a handicapped son but still kept the faith. Rajesh opened the computer and his father was surprised to see the work of his son, powerful anti-theft software. His father understood that the software was capable of protecting an entire network system from theft, intrusion, and interference. It was a moment of joy as his father tried to take Rajesh's mother through the weight of impact that their son's innovation was likely to have. They were very proud of their son, and for the first time, his father felt relieved. For the first time, he felt like his dream had not faded away. His son had replicated the same virtues he had desired for a long time. The following morning, his father quickly went to a tech company with his ailing son to sell the technology. Fortunately, they found the managing director who guided them to the CEO's office. They explained their concerns and it touched the CEO. They were surprised to know that the CEO had gone through the same ailments in childhood but later sought medication to stabilize his health. He hugged them and assured them of his full support because he knew exactly how it felt to be in their position. They were both shedding tears of joy because their lives were about to change. They were given some money and directives of an appointment. On the day of the appointment, the software would be fully tested and assessed for quality and competitiveness. The family held on to their faith and believed that everything would fall in place. All their years of pain and sorrow would be wiped away. All their worries of debt and mockery would finally come to an end. All their worries about seeking medical alternatives would be a thing of the past. They prayed to have this software approved because it would change their lives completely. True to their prediction, the day of the appointment came and they presented themselves as instructed. This time, they all, the mother, father, and the son, went with the hope of a new story. They were well received and ushered to the CEO's office. This time, they received the shock of their lives. The government minister for information technology was in the room. This is a figure they only watched on television, and now he was receiving them alongside the company's CEO. They took breakfast together, and in their hearts, they knew that destiny was knocking on their door. After the breakfast, the CEO quickly introduced the Minister for IT. He went ahead to confirm that they had tested the software and it was perfect. All the in-house engineers had not managed to build software close to that. The company had been hired by the government to build a system that could help to maintain transparency in the coming general elections. He went ahead to say that if the family was ready, they could sell the software to the government for $2.5 million. This was unbelievable. Everyone in the family was shedding tears of joy as they held hands strongly. Their moment of lifting had come, and most importantly, they would manage to cater health expenses for Rajesh. As if the money, $2.5 million, was not enough, the minister went ahead to declare that the government would look after the boy's health free of charge. They would also give the family a government house in a town of their choice. And the boy would be taken to all media stations as a symbol of inspiration. It was indeed a day to remember, and as they walked out of the office, Rajesh reminded his father that dreams don't die. I hope this story was inspirational and educative. Anytime you feel like giving up, always remember that dreams don't die. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share and comment on the lesson you learned from it. Also, remember to subscribe and to enable notifications so that you get notified whenever we upload a video like this. See you in the next video.